Can you remember what you were thinking about the first time you watched this thing known as anime? What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you seeing? What did you hear? As with anything, a first impression could not be taken back or redone. Like they say when you go for a interview, or if it's your first day at school or college, that to make sure you make a good first impression. For most people in the UK, the only way you could watch anime was in the morning, before you went to school, and the only shows that you could watch in the morning were Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, as that was it. There was nothing else really, as there were just loads of cartoons like Hunting, Max Steel, Tom and Jerry and Scooby-Doo. There was not really any anime airing other than the shows that you could watch in the morning. So unfortunately, because you could not watch anime on TV, you had to either buy the actual anime or use streaming services, and when you're younger, you're not going to have access to these streaming services as much because they do cost money. So people of my age when I was younger didn't exactly have access to anime. So the main point of this video is, what were you thinking or feeling the first time you watched anime? So go on, please do tell me, because I cannot answer that question for you. It's your own experience. Everyone has their own experience of what they watched, because everyone watches something different, and also everyone interprets a show differently for the first impressions based on the way that they live their lives and the way that they were brought up. So because of this, it may change their opinion on a show for the first episode based on their background or upbringing, as everyone has their own first experience.
I was pretty young when I first watched anime, maybe like 12, 11, and it was Naruto. That show pretty much changed my entire childhood. It was so unique, so different from anything else. It gave me some kind of happiness that I really hadn't felt before.
Happiness, sadness, fear and love, all emotions and feelings that many people can experience while watching anime. So again, what's the point of this video? Well, it's to bring across what my first impression was of anime, and also at the end I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you felt when you first watched anime, because again, everyone's opinion's different. Everyone feels something different the first time they watch something for the first time. So think back, when you were younger, when you first watched anime, what were you feeling? What were you thinking? How did you feel the first time you watched this new medium? That's all well and good, but you can get that from anything. You know, there's this thing called films and music, and not to mention cartoons. Anime is different. How? Well, it's different because it's something different from what people in the West would normally watch, because they are so used to watching cartoons, for instance. And when they were younger, and when people are younger, when I was younger, we didn't really pay attention to the fact that this anime we were watching, Pokemon we were watching, was actually anime, because there was so many cartoons that we were exposed to as kids that we sort of lumped it into that pile, thinking that this was also a generic cartoon, but it's not. It's anime coming from Japan. But when people were younger, they didn't really want to go to school. They wanted to stay at home and play video games and watch television. But unfortunately, we had to. So every morning I would make sure I got up to watch the latest episode of Pokemon, because that's what got me ready for the day. And because you could only really watch anime in the morning before you went to school, you had to be up. And because of the way they released Pokemon, you had to be up again to follow the story, because they did air a set of episodes, but yeah, if you were not up, then you would miss one of them, meaning you'd miss the story. Now yes, most of the time it was reruns of reruns, but that's all there really was. You just had to try and make sure you were up so you could follow along with the story. But I remember waking up each morning to watch Pokemon Galactic Battles and Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, seeing Ash, Pikachu, Brock, Dawn and everyone going off on their adventures, and that getting me ready for my day at school. And then also Yu-Gi-Oh! Watching Yugi overcome his new challenges, his new rivals, and seeing what he would do next, all raring me to go for the day of school, the day people didn't want to go to. But now I just tend to drink a lot of coffee, and yeah, that sort of helps a lot. The anime helps too, but coffees now. It sort of just replaced it. Anime is good for escapism, because for a brief moment you get to escape this world that we're in, and you get to be in the minds of the people we are watching, we are following on their adventure, and it just makes our day that much brighter.
As with most people around about my age, my first anime was Pokemon, although technically I wasn't aware that what I was watching was an anime at the time, so that came later, when I saw Dragon Ball Z on Toonami, and it was incredible. All these amazing animations and impactful fight scenes, and it was so inspirational to me at the time. Well, technically it inspired me to want to go Super Saiyan, but it turns out you can't do that if you don't live in the anime world, but what are you gonna do? So it inspired me to just go and watch more anime, to go and love more shonen. And I think your first will always make you chase more, you know? Like, I'm always chasing more amazing fight scenes like in Dragon Ball Z, and as much as I love shonen, I don't think anything will beat that nostalgic haze. And I guess that's what anime does. When you look back on it anyway, you've got this haze of nostalgia over the stuff that you loved when you were a kid, or you loved when you were younger. And sometimes it holds up, and sometimes it really doesn't. But either way, it's amazing, and it was incredible, and I will never forget those incredibly awesome fight scenes. I'll never forget that Goku versus Frieza moment.
So for me, when I realised anime was when I watched Naruto. Yes, Naruto. The series is always the gateway series, the series that many people start off saying, I watched this, and then that's how they started watching anime, or it's what they realised anime was when they watched Naruto. And because of this, I found out what anime was, because after I finished the DVDs I wanted more, a lot. So basically, it went like this. When I was younger, around the age of 12, maybe 11, I was doing karate at my primary school, and one of the people who was training with me, one of my closest friends, and for Christmas she got me Naruto DVDs, which got me introduced to Naruto. In fact, it's these ones right here. And for the longest time I didn't watch it because I didn't know what it was. I just left it on my windowsill. So she got me the DVDs of Naruto as well as the Karate Kid, because at the time, obviously, doing karate, the Karate Kid fit really nicely. But again, I left Naruto. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know who these characters was, these strange faces I was looking at. What is this? Am I supposed to watch this? What is it? So eventually, like all things, I got bored and I had nothing else to do. I played all the video games I was playing at the time. I was like, you know what? Let's try it. So I tried it. And then one more episode, till I got to around the Chunin arc in Naruto, which is where the DVD sort of ended. I was like, oh, I want more. So I went onto YouTube and I did what most people did, watching Naruto. And I did what most people did, watching Naruto, episode 100, part 1 of 4, doing whatever it took to make sure I could watch one more episode of Naruto. So Naruto definitely left a big impact on me. Whether you like the series or not, that's my first experience with anime. I wanted to see what happened next with Naruto because the adventures he was going on was so intriguing to me at the time. It's like this whole new world of open doors just being burst wide open. And despite Naruto having flaws of filler, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of it. Yeah, the filler did get annoying at times, but at the same time, it was more of an amazing world that we got to live in. So from then on, I just watched more and more, watching shows like Sword Art Online, Attack on Titan, just watching more, people recommending me more to watch, despite it being good or bad. If you think Sword Art Online is bad, that's your opinion. But at the end of the day, everyone's got their first opinion, the best opinion, and their first impressions. Everyone's got their own experiences, and everyone enjoys something differently for a different reason, and I was happy because I got more and more to watch. The feeling that I got from watching those first episodes of Naruto and seeing him grow from this small child into this hero the hero that the village sorely needed. It was just great. So, how did the first anime you watched make you feel, or when did you realise anime was actually anime? So I'd like to say a big thank you to mudantv and Isla McTear for helping me out with this video and chipping in their part. You can check their channels out in the link in the description down below. They are amazing anitubers and I highly recommend you go and check them out. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button, tell me your thoughts on the video, and a final thank you to patrons for helping support the channel, and a final thank you to all of you for watching, and I'll see you all next time in whatever I make. See ya.